fresh off the heels of its extremely successful 2022 deer hunting season, we are back standing next to my sad, neglected, crash-damaged e46 BMW. As a refresher, I was just past my 3-year anniversary with this thing, which is my first car that I purchased with my own money, if anyone's forgotten since that video. Driving up the canyon, driving a little bit too fast, you know, enjoying it, enjoying the road, enjoying the turns. All of a sudden, Bambi hops out from behind a construction speed limit sign, and with nowhere to go but into some cones or off a cliff, I had to plow into this suicidal deer, which was an adult buck, by the way, a big, healthy young man he was. And he died. You may remember I mentioned that. And this came close. I was pretty sad and ashamed of myself. That was a couple months ago. And luckily, I learned my lesson and I have been sticking to either the speed limit or below the speed limit. I have learned where all of the deer like to pop out. And I've had a couple near misses, actually. But I haven't hit anything yet, again, so too bad that I had to learn my lesson with what would have been the most enjoyable car to have on a canyon commute. But, like I said in the last video, we plan to fix this car, which brings me over to here. We believe we now have in our possession all of the parts that are required to fix this thing, including a used hood that's not in the best condition, but it's certainly sure as hell better than this one is right now. We've got a new headlight. We've got all the plastic grill radiator support stuff that comes underneath here, new grills, a new turn signal, and this panel, which, no, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is not the right color, but hey, whatever it takes to get this thing back on the road. It'll sort of look like my own Volkswagen Harlequin Tribute, except it's one panel that's missing, and it's gonna look like an $800 BMW off Craigslist. But that's okay, because I would much rather have this car on the road sooner rather than later. So, it is time now to get this car out of its sad parking spot where it's been collecting pine nuts and dust and dirt and crap for the past month and a half or so. We're gonna pull it in the garage and start ripping things apart. Hopefully we don't find anything else that totals the car in our minds. Let's get to the repair. So here's one side. If you notice, these bolts are like perfectly straight, and then if you go on this side, you can see this one's already bent inwards, and then that is not even, that's at least 45 degrees off where it's supposed to be. So the bumper's got to come off, and this headlight, so we can replace the radiator support here. I'm talking to you as if I already knew this and I wasn't just told that's what we're doing 30 seconds ago. But yeah, that's what I've decided we're doing next, and this is how this repair is gonna go. So bumper, headlight, all this crap's gotta come off so we can replace that corner over there. I'll be honest. Weight reduction. So these two bolts up here are done, easy. And then we got these two down here, which on this side is pretty easy. It's straightforward, one there, one there. We move over to this side, and again, you can see that one is plain as day, easy to get to. And then, ooh, oh no, that's gonna be fun. So you can see, this is where it's bent right here, and this is really stiff, so it's gonna be a challenge pulling this out. But on the bright side, there's no rust over here. That's how far off we are. Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially go time, because this inner fender has successfully been bent back into place by my dad's master mechanic cousin, who also is the guy that fixed the exhaust on my Freelander. So we are definitely indebted to him for all of his help lately. So because of that, that means this car officially has a second chance at life, and it's not going to be ended because of a suicidal deer. So with that being said, we are going to get back into the meat and bones of the work, remove this blood-stained and crumpled hood, put the new one on. Yeah, there you go. All right, where do we put it now?
There.
Time for the bumper.
For now, let's just use that thing and what's inside of it there. That's just plastico. Oh, that's the horn.
Horn, yeah. Ready to try the hood? Ready?
Guess so.
Didn't feel like it went on all the way.
Clearly did not.
Okay. Ready? Ooh! And then again. Oh. Yeah. Woohoo. Good work.
Right.
Ta-da! Look who's back on the road and ready to shred some more canyon corners and hopefully not hit any more wildlife. It's been 3 months, give or take a couple weeks, since I was driving up that canyon road too fast and then killed the deer. And me not being a crazy vegan animal rights activist of a certain caliber, I felt bad about killing the deer. Obviously, it's a deer, it's wildlife, it doesn't know anything, especially now, and of course I feel bad about doing that to an innocent deer. But that night I was more concerned about what I'd done to my beloved BMW. I've gone through so much with this car, so many miles, and it was a lot of heartache, and I felt really, really sad about this car. And at the beginning of the video, I wasn't sure if this car was savable or not still. But nobody else did either. I told friends and colleagues about the accident that I'd had, and their first question every time was, are you going to scrap it? Are you going to get a new car? And I thought to myself, you know, getting a new car that's the easy way out. I could have taken it to insurance. They would have paid out, and then I could end up with something maybe even more special. But at the end of the day, the love and passion that a car enthusiast has for their own car always prevails. And I am so happy that we were able to save this car, because no car's life after 180,000 miles should end with a simple accident against a wild animal. That's just not the way to go, in my opinion. It was a lot of work. New hood, new headlight and parking light on that side, new grills, new radiator support underneath, plastic, new fender obviously. Well, when I say new, it's all stuff from the junkyard, but it's new to me. And it's now back and alive. And it's a little emotional for me to think about the fact that that could have been the end for this car. We could have easily just taken it off to the junkyard, kissed it goodbye, never seen it again, and get a nice, hopefully a nice insurance payout check in the mail. But the fact that this car could have been killed, could have been ended forever, but it's here and it's working, is kind of crazy for me to think about. And I think I definitely made the right decision here. As I expected at the start of the video with that gray panel right there, it doesn't look clean per se. It definitely looks like something happened up front, especially with the interesting new panel gaps that have kind of made themselves apparent since we started, but it's good enough. I need this car for the winter, so we'll be ironing out those little imperfections later on, and hopefully a parts car will arrive in the junkyard in jet black with a fender. You may be thinking, how did I get a black hood out of the junkyard but couldn't get a black fender? Well, the car that I got the hood off of was jet black. Everything was great. I mean, it was still the complete car sitting in the junkyard, except for a damaged fender, which was awesome. But oh well. Some people think that the fender over here looks kind of cool. I think it adds some character to it. Gives the car a little bit of a history, but it's not going to stay there forever, that's for sure. So I think the one thing that we have to do to end this video right is to have this car finish the journey that it started. I'm going to drive it back up the canyon, much slower, I will add, tonight. And hopefully that'll be it. We'll make it all the way up to the cabin, past that construction speed limit sign, which is still there, and no more deer will hop out. I think it's only right that this car finishes the journey that it started, and it'll be a great comeback story, I think. Then we'll all be happy, I suppose. It's about 15 miles from the bottom to the top. We're sticking it to a very nice 47 miles per hour. I have gotten into the habit, to be honest, of looking more at the sides of the road, into the trees and the bushes and things, than actually in front of me. There's not a lot of traffic that comes down the road except for occasional morons that come down and forget to turn their high beams off, which is always a pleasant thing to deal with. You know, on average, I see probably deer every other night. It's ridiculous. They're always standing on the side of the road looking at you. You know they're thinking about it. You know that it's going through their tiny heads. And some of them will be crossing the road right in front of you. You know, by all means, you know, just go ahead, whatever. Also, the lighting is terrible. But what else do you expect for driving at night and using a map light to illuminate for the video? This thing really, really handles quite impressively well. Again, there's a little bit of body roll, but not much. It grips insanely well. And it just takes the corners really nice. The steering's really good, and it's nice to have a manual. There's a sign there that says deer crossing ahead. Don't take it. That sign was not there before. Would have been nice to know, but that's kind of my fault for not anticipating. Okay, here we are. We're coming up to the area. I can see the speed limit sign right now. It's just flashed up, 40 miles an hour. Slowing down. Don't want to take any risks. No deer jumping out. And then in that parking lot there is where I parked this car waiting on the tow truck. Fun memories. Well, we've made it past, so this is the furthest that we've gone so far. Maybe they recognize the car. They're looking at my car driving by going, "Wait, guys, that's the car that killed Jeremy. Don't go near it." They're all frightened. They don't want to hop in front of my car because they know what'll happen. I can't even explain how happy I am to have this thing back, considering the fact that we could have just as easily gotten rid of it and let it die. I really miss this car a lot, and it's just like it kind of just comes back and it's back to its regular service and being reliable as it's always been. It's just such a dependable little car, and I love it. We can finally put a close on this sad tale of a car that really deserved better. Oh my god. I can see the turn off, everybody. This is it. No deer can stop us now. Slowing down. That's it, everybody. We made it. This car not only survived a 50-mile-an-hour impact with a deer, but it also came back and was able to finish the journey with no real drama. And that's the end of it, everybody. The car has made it. So, thanks everybody for watching this video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night.